Yo, what is going on, guys? Ask my game once again in GTNH, and today we're over at the blood magic area because I want to get some blood magic auto crafting going. So how are we going to work to accomplish this? So this altar over here is going to be just for making life essence. That's its only job, and it's going to deposit it as a fluid, which will be transferred to a buffer over here, which will then be sent to these altars directly. So right now it's going to be a little bit slow, but it's okay. I can multitask, and then we can go back and forth and do things while that works. So I'm okay with that. Below this is a ritual stone. This is a Well of Suffering ritual, and you need both the Dusk and the Dawn runes to do this, so you need to have both of the ritual diviners, which mine are in here. So these are both what you need. And then below this, I'm working on the EEC, and I just want it all to fit perfectly and look nice, so I built a little bit of it beforehand. And this guy is going to have my villagers in it, and it will be supplying the life essence to the ritual, which is then going to go into the altar, which will pump out, and then we'll be having fun with it. So we're in a tough spot because, like, to get a better altar, we need life essence. But that's annoying to do in this altar over here because I have to kill the villagers manually. And, like, it's an imperfect system. Like, they don't always go to the door perfectly, and it's just annoying. So we're going to tear this down now, and we're going to use the EEC instead, which is consistent and will run all the time. It's a bit slow. That's fine. I'll multitask. Finished building this stuff up. Now we should be able to activate the ritual. Yep, that is correct. I love these magic circles. They're so goated. And now we should be able to link the ritual and the EEC together. So there we go, successfully connected. Then we start it. And yeah, you can see now, because it's on the ritual mode, it's only using like a 1 HV amp actually, not even an EV amp. But it's okay, well, this doesn't cost us anything to do. So now we should be making blood. Yeah, we're already full. Okay, perfect. So now I gotta take this out of here, and I'm gonna use my conduits I was working on. I made like a bunch of melodic fluid conduits. Okay, yeah, we could do that. Because yeah, these have a higher transfer rate. So I guess we'll use these because I can. And then this is gonna go eventually to a super tank. I gotta get more conduits though. Alright, so I've been experimenting right now. I really need acceleration runes, so I made some augmented capacity and dislocation runes first, as well as sacrifice runes. I don't even know if I need the sacrifice runes, to be honest with you. So I have a world accelerator on the master ritual stone. If I flick this on for a millisecond, it instantly fills my entire altar. It's kind of crazy. I'm a little bit pressed for blood right now in my network, but we could just show you real quick. I mean, yeah, even without the world accelerator, we're like instantly filling up. So I just need a way... I just need to take blood out of this like super fast, and then we're chilling. So I'm just going to start spamming acceleration runes and see how many I need to get to a point where I'm happy. The weirdest thing with this is the Tempest aspect. The good news with this, if my game didn't crash, that is, clocks have 4 of it. So clocks are pretty easy to make, just a bunch of gold components and a comparator. So I just had that on autocraft, and we made like 500 of them, and I just threw them into my Thaumcraft smelter thing. And now next I'm making polyethylene sheets because I want Modus. And then I get to start crafting those runes. Okay, I'm almost through the worst of it. We're starting to build a buffer now. You should build more runes at this location than I did. So I started with 16 of these. Dude, make like 32 and like just fill this with this location. Because to get started with 3 altars, it is rough. So I'm using my 1 altar to charge my orb and do most of my crafting right now. It is unfortunate, and I would be a little bit more prepared, but I was able to make it through. It's not the end of the world. The sacrifice runes aren't doing that much right now, not gonna lie. I imagine when I have acceleration runes, they will do a lot more. Just, I guess, to recap what the runes do, because I had to look them up as well, even though I was just looking at the quest book. Sacrifice runes make you get more life essence out of the ritual. So in general, just get more life essence from killing mobs, that is. So if you want to hurt yourself, you need self-sacrifice. Don't really do that. There's ways to maybe like spoof that and get around it, but like it's not worth it. The dislocation runes are going to allow me to increase the input and output amount whenever it doesn't like an input or output tick. The acceleration runes, which I am not allowed to craft yet because they need tier 5 slates, which I don't have unlocked yet. These increase the number of ticks. So right now it's 1 tick every second, which is there's 20 possible ticks that this could work on because there's 20 ticks in a second. with 19 acceleration runes, it will go every single tick. Which then I could see us needing these sacrifice runes and like, but not right now. If you understand what I'm getting at. Augmented capacity runes allow you to store more in this altar. These help a little bit with the IO because the IO is based on 10% of the overall storage capacity. So it's good to have a bunch of these anyways. And then you also need dislocation runes on your altars that are doing the crafting. Otherwise, they're not going to get enough life essence quickly enough, and you're going to start failing recipes, and it's going to be annoying. So I've had to babysit it really hard, stop and start recipes constantly. This has not been working, and I've managed to squeak by, and I think we're in an okay spot now. Okay, so it's been a couple days since I played. I've been sort of just like grinding crafts off camera. For the most part, I'm working on acceleration runes, and I can make a lot of them right now. I just have a couple weird things to autocraft remaining, mostly being these spruce saplings. So I'm working on a tree growth simulator, which is a big recipe. So this thing's been chugging away for a little bit now. It's actually almost done. It's on the last couple circuits, it seems. But yeah, this guy's going to allow me to grow trees very quickly. And if you believe it, I'm still manually farming trees in the overworld whenever I need wood, which is kind of crazy. And it's going to go over in this area, which is going to be the farming. We're going to replace most of the stuff over here probably with machines at some point. But I have a new machine over here. I was experimenting with this. This is the Extreme Industrial Greenhouse. What I'm going to be putting in here is most likely Lazulia first, because I want to get my lapis supply much, much larger. I could also make those seeds automatically as well. So we can completely start to like overclock this guy and get it really OP. I only have it at IV right now. Probably could upgrade it pretty easily, but we're just going to keep it at IV for now while I figure out what I want to do with these. I don't know if I'll spam these or not yet. I know that these EECs are really good because they perfectly overclock. Don't know if that's true for this guy yet. And I need to read its tooltip again. It is hilariously large, and there's 2 pages of it. So I got to read that back over. And then we'll figure out what we want to do with all that. Okay, so I had to tweak these things, and I got them to work out pretty well. So the industrial greenhouse, when you set this up, you gotta go to this like status page and the inventory. Let's turn it off for a second so we can see what it looks like. But yeah, you gotta put it into setup mode. And the setup mode you gotta put on input, and then put items in the input bus, the seeds that you want to put in there. And then on input mode, it'll put them in. So if I want to get the seeds out, you just put it on output mode and you start the machine. But now we're in operation mode, so you put it in operating, and then you start it, and we get crazy amounts of lapis. Just ridiculous. So yeah, I'm eyeing up some stuff from the lapis dust that I can get. If you centrifuge this, there's a pretty good recipe. We're going to have infinite aluminum, silicon, calcium, sodium, chlorine, iron from that, and calcite, that's a lot of really good stuff. And then we have so much of this already. We're already like almost doubling the lapis that I had after letting that farm over here run for days and days. I just took it down because it's so worthless. But it's just a massive upgrade. And same goes for this. So we're producing tons of wood and saplings now. And the input bus, you do have to put tools in here. I didn't even know the branch cutter existed, and I made a buzzsaw out of shadow metal. And you can charge this thing up. It's not going to run 24/7. Yeah, I'm already like done with it. We get so much out of this. We could stop the machine right now. It's only been running like a couple minutes, honestly. So we solved the problem by extremely oversolving it. And with that, we're now auto-crafting runes of acceleration again. And I'm just making sure I have all the Domcraft aspects that I need. It takes a long time to craft these. It's pretty involved, actually, if you ever took a look at this recipe. I'm also manually crafting the potency cores at the moment. So I gotta go check my manual pickup chest as well. There's a ton of stuff that goes into this. I actually got a World Accelerate over here as well. Let's go do that. Turn this on. Because yeah, these chemistry sets take a long time to produce, but I need them to. And it's also a ton of blood, so we should probably World Accelerate this as well. Just to make sure we're keeping up. I also need more slates, so I should actually take these out of here and let the slates produce for the moment. Yep, there we go. There they are. So this is going to destroy... This is where the idle game aspect of it comes in, where you just kind of got to go back and forth. It looks like I made some taint at some point. That's pretty nice. I wonder where I got messed up. My crafting authors are fully capped out now in acceleration runes. So how I determined... It's a little bit confusing how to do the wall sharing. So how I figured that out was I used these runes of augmented capacity to sort of block off where the wall sharing ends. So these 5 blocks are shared because these are on the same horizontal plane, but not vertical. So vertically, or I guess we could do east and west. East and west things are like really messed up, as you can see. It's kind of confusing what is going on where. I don't think any of this is being wall shared, but on the north-south plane, these 5 blocks are wall shared, these 3, and then there's 3 in the middle here that are wall shared. So that actually works out pretty perfectly because we have 5, 10, 16, 19 total blocks being wall shared. So we only need one set of runes of acceleration for both altars, and it works out perfectly. So now I think I'm actually rate limited by the fluid export bus that I'm using. I wonder if there's a better way to do that. Let's try to just request some. I mean, I need more of these anyways. Let's request some of these, and we'll see how much quicker the runes go now that I have this capped out better. So yeah, it's still not able to keep up this world accelerator, which is a little bit unfortunate. But the thing that I do want to do with the rest of these is replace every single of these blood runes with regular speed runes. So that should speed us up without needing the world accelerator, and hopefully it'll be able to keep up pretty well with the fluid export bus. Yo, I just realized, guys, let's switch to fluid P2Ps here. This is so perfect. So the fluid P2Ps are really good in cases where you need like an extremely high fluid throughput, which is exactly what we need right here. Because the export buses were limiting us. We weren't able to get them quick enough to get the life essence throughput that we needed to keep up with the world accelerator. Now this guy can almost keep up with that. This guy is, because it doesn't have all these extra speed runes. But once we have like 1,000,000 speed runes, I might be able to not use power at all for this system, which would be pretty cool. But anyways, the fluid P2P is really good because on the tank over here, we have a input with the life essence tag and then a LUV pump, which is going to send a ton of blood out. So life essence gets transported instantly out of the output P2Ps, which are both on the different altars, and then that's just how you do it. So this one over here, we'll do that same treatment for it in a minute, but this altar needs some love. It's very far behind the other ones. I just significantly upgraded the automation again on this. So now whenever I have an item in here, it's going to automatically turn on the world accelerator. And we're definitely keeping up with the blood. The number is not going down at all. So maybe I get squeezed in a couple speed runes. We'll see how many I can get in here. But the idea here is the same as what's going on in a lot of different places in the base now. So I have a little control circuit in the corner over here. This is 2 remote comparators. Each has a crystalline eye for each of the 2 altars. And this is an OR gate. So if one of these is on, this sends a redstone signal to my wireless thing, which is controlling the crafting altar. So the wireless transmitter sends to the wireless receiver. Receiver goes into a machine controller, and then it turns on the world accelerator. So this is perfect. Whenever I request a craft now, it'll turn this on just for the duration of time that it needs it. And you know what? I should make one for this over here as well. The only problem with this is it's a more complicated circuit because, I mean, I can figure it out. It's not that hard to do. It has to turn on when either the alchemic chemistry set is running or if I need life essence, which I guess I could just run with a fluid cover and then some kind of latch and then just have this be an OR gate as well. So yeah, we could do that. This took a little bit of thinking to figure out, but we managed to get this control circuit done. The main thing that's interesting, we'll go through all of it. So the alchemistry set. So this guy has an item in it already. So my classic trick with the remote comparator wasn't working, I realized quickly. But there is a workaround for this. So I have what's called a tally box. This is from Automagy, or I guess it's Automagy maybe. It's automation and magic. I don't know. Automagy. And basically what you put in here is a runic whitelist. So what this guy's going to do, imagine this is a hopper, but the hopper is reading how many items are inside of a block. So in my runic whitelist here, I have all the common ingredients. So I'm making the water bottles with cactus, which is kind of funny. Don't worry about it. The strengthened catalyst and the simple catalyst are the main 2 things you want in here. And if you put this in here, whenever one of those items are inside this chemistry set, it will turn on the world accelerator, which is awesome and exactly what we wanted to do. So this circuit down here, this is the receiving for the alchemistry signal. So as we can see up here, if we go back over here, this is the transmitter, it's on 6. And then this comes this control circuit, another OR gate. So if either of these 2 are true, it'll turn on the world accelerator. It's sharing the same accelerator. I don't need to make 2 of them. It's fine. So on the other hand here, we have the transmitter for the tank. So let's go over here. We have the Super Tank 5 with life essence in it. This now has a fluid detector cover. When this gets low enough, this power will decrease over time as the fluid level drops in here. But as the fluid level goes down, it'll start turning off these red crystals. So this won't turn off first, but the latch is still on. So this is a minimum of 3. So I have a NOT gate and then an RS latch. And what this is basically saying is that as long as I'm above 3, do not turn on. So this is the same as my power systems. And now that we are below 3, imagine this is a red crystal, a red alloy of 0. It turns on and it will produce blood now. Or life essence. I use them interchangeably. So the only downside of this setup is that to do that, I'm turning on the EEC with the alchemistry will accelerator as well. So this will turn on when I'm doing chemistry at the same time. It's not that big of a deal, I don't think. It might use a bit more life essence than I'd like to for my soul network, but I think it's a pretty good system. I think this will work out pretty well. And I have an extra crystalline eye and remote comparator now, so we have to find a use for those. Well, never mind. This is really weird behavior. Regular items aren't counting as items for the purpose of comparators. So let's go to the add a set backwards. But yeah, the input is on the altar right now, so my blood orb is happy. If I put in the iron, though, it doesn't work. If I put in the blank slates, it doesn't work either. So something is weird with that. I don't really know what's going on with that. I wonder if that's a bug or intended behavior. I really don't know. So I guess I'm going to control this manually again, or just run it 24/7 for the moment with a bypass, because I feel like that's a bug. Like, I don't know. I'm really confused about that. So I threw in a bypass. I just put a lever here, so I'll flick that lever on when I'm doing crafting. This feels weird. Like, I don't know why it behaves like that, so I'm going to look into that. A little bit disappointing because I was proud of that system. That was a pretty good idea. But yeah, I'm going to look into it, see if that's a bug or intended. I really don't get it. In the meantime, I've also upgraded this to tier 5. I'm just going to shove this full of Runes of Sacrifice, which these are pretty easy to make, so that's pretty fortunate. And yeah, this will be pretty good blood production. Then we can send this over to here. I'll manually bypass this for now. I just got to remember to do that. And then this guy needs more Runes of Acceleration. So does this, honestly. This also needs acceleration runes. We have 3 right now. We can do better than that. But yeah, I think that's going to do it for today, guys. I'm just going to keep grinding some blood magic crafting. I want to get my infrastructure really good for that. It's kind of a running theme with this playthrough is I just want to get my infrastructure good, and then I'll do the fun stuff after that. So more grinding of acceleration runes is in my future, and then hopefully next time we start working on some cool stuff that isn't just infrastructure of blood magic. So until next time, guys, thank you all for watching, and you have a good day.